And hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another stream, another episode of Tales of Arise. So, my god, last time we was up in here, we had a bit of a backstory drop, a bunch of memories. We went through. If this area looks familiar to you, this was where Alphen was living when he was the experiment for being sovereign. And he was living in, I think, this room right here, being experimented on to become the next successful sovereign, to become the next one of those. And we found out a lot. You know, we found out a lot. You know, the Red Woman's been around. We saw so many people that Dolly knew. We saw so many things about how the what is this? About how they don't know. The Renans don't know much at all about Rena. So there's a whole lot of questions all of a sudden being brought up. I really don't know what this is. Huh. Oh, that's part of the ship. Yeah. That's to get back to the Dahna. We found out that, the Renans don't really know a whole lot about what's happening. And we also found out a whole lot of information about Alphen, the experiments, the Sovereign, the Maiden. Nothing too mind-blowing, but it was enough to be like, okay. So that's kind of what the top brass of the Renans, what they saw, the Master Cores, the Spirit Vessels, all of that, how they saw things. My god, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. Just, aye. We also was up in here and fought, Faria. She was possessed by the Red Woman and was summoning monsters. And Dolim gave her a good old gut punch and knocked her out. So, hopefully she's no longer possessed. And Dolim's other friend from way back when, Alviar, something like that. I don't remember it. I only heard it like twice. But he overheard Dolim talking about what truly would happen, what went down whenever there was that giant fight for lordship, and where Dolim killed his other friend. So, hopefully things will be good on that part. Hopefully things will be going well for them. But for us, let's just keep going, you know? Let's just keep going. Because, my god,
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
We got a lot.
Of course.
Oh, this is the spirit channeling ceremony. This is where it went down. Definitely. One heck of a cliffhanger.
After 300 years, this is where it was held. The
Yeah.
spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Rena's Alma was.
I remember seeing it from the
So
memories.
this is the place where you and Naori...
Got cursed or whatever?
The
Yeah.
Rena Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
She
I
seems
know
to be
it's
following
difficult,
us, though.
Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
No. The power of the Sovereign and the Maiden combined. Oh, look, it's Naori.
Naori?
What is this? Is it the work of Dahna's will again?
Maybe, but I
It's
don't
been a
really
year
know.
since the ceremony.
More than that, darling, more than that.
I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome. Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
Yeah, it's kind of like a recording.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. all in the name of a ceremony, the purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself.
Huh? Really?
The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
Yeah, it's been because of Alphen? That doesn't make much sense.
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it.
Oh, so she stopped
But
it. She's
without
the
a
reason.
maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me.
And that's why your lineage got
was too
cursed with the
late.
thorns, yeah?
Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet.
Having the same thoughts as Shion now, huh?
That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first.
Yeah, what's the chances of that, though? What's the chances of that?
With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
That's exactly what Shion was trying to do, isn't it?
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dahna. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even
Well, you
if
got
by
both of those
doing
now.
so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well.
Uh-huh, so she totally did. Does that mean that every single one of Shion's
Please,
ancestors had this?
forgive
Had these
me.
thorns?
I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
I think the memory can just do whatever it wants to do.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
I think it was Naori herself, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. We got our new outfits.
What?
Or old outfits,
These are the
depending how you
clothes
want to
that
see it.
Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
I think you might be right about that.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
I believe so.
It makes sense. After all, master cores and spirit vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a maiden and sovereign.
Heck, we got two sovereigns.
Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
Back to square one, then.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
Yep.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it.
She finally
Just
sees the light.
hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
She sees the light at the end of the tunnel.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Oh, sounds
Yeah,
fun.
we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Ah,
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too
Make it
shall
sound
lend my
so easy.
services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
At least in this century.
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori.
I feel like she'd be thanking you. You're picking up where she left off.
So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories.
Is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming.
I was about to
a
say.
life without my thorns.
I was about to
Touch
say.
of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone.
Poor
All
Law.
the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
No.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future It's finally in our hands.
Oh, that was nice. Hey, look at that. Xion, the latest maiden. Alright. Increase max AG by 1. Cool. Revitalize. Ooh, advancing Arthur restores all allies HP. Well, let's just go in and buy that real quick, huh? And the Sudil Arthurus. Sword given to Sovereign. The Gom Arthur. Armor. Weapons. Cool, we got it. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it. Oh, that looks really cool. I really enjoy it. We haven't seen one of these scene changes in a long time. Like we had way back at the beginning of the game, you know, we just had Alphen, then we just had Xion, and then we just had Rinwell, then Law, then Kisara, then Doalim, and all of the armor changes between, you know, Alphen and his slave outfit, Alphen and his, like, travel garb, Alphen in that set of armor, and now this new set we've got, which, it looks so good. I was thinking, like, this sword looks brand new, like, I don't remember it. This was the sword that we had, but, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. I'm a sword nut just like Alphen, so I mean this right here. Oh, it looks great. And the armor too, like I really like how like refined and regal it looks, but you can definitely see like the armor. It's still like very well armored as well. I like it a lot. Looks fantastic. And I mean Xion's no slouch either. Looking great, although she didn't get a new weapon. That weapon looks a little out of place with this new set of armor, or this new set of clothes she has. Nice, nice, very nice. Does that mean that we have... Yeah, we got these as well. Nothing new past that, so, fantastic. Fantastic. I'm excited. I'm so glad to be at this set of... This new set of clothes. I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for a new change. Alright, so something about the red woman this skit was.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Sounds like it.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Dahnans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dahna.
Not only that,
Home,
but
sweet
she
home.
willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
That's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Dahnans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
Yeah, she definitely seemed to be a person with a big heart. Alright, so we need to go to the north end of this. Time to get out of this. But this area, this little ceremony. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Our feet, they're leaving those little magic little prints in our wake. Just like it did in the wedge. It makes sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. Alright. Let's keep going then. Let's see what's behind door number 2. Start this off with a big old freaking cutscene. Alright, the blazing sword. Man, look at that. Like, seriously, we've come so far from Alphen in a iron mask and a full suit of armor, or just slave gear. So many outfit changes, and I love it. I always love it in games whenever characters change as the game proceeds. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice.
That's quite some door, all right. This
Yeah.
might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
I'm still thinking about all those things that we've left undone on Dahna, which, I don't know how to feel about it, considering I definitely want to do all that stuff, but we're definitely under-leveled for it. We'd have to do some grinding, and I don't want to really do grinding, especially if this boss fight's going to be
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
around our level. I doubt it. I really doubt that this is going to be the final boss fight. I don't feel like this is the end game. I mean, it definitely looks like in-game material, but I really doubt it, you know? A strange manner.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of being back inside the wedge.
Yeah, that's what I was
Except the
saying.
Dahnan astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renan sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design
Maybe.
were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
Don't worry about
When
it,
a
Law.
preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
I'm
That
sure.
depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
I love Law. He's such comedic relief. You know, he's such a comedic relief all the time. Sure. I suppose we're probably missing a little bit of health. Definitely get into a boss fight, though, huh? I'm not warmed up yet. Alright.
Volron
Oh,
really was still alive.
he's not looking very
And
alive,
there's the
though.
Rena's Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
He's muttering something.
Wait though, something doesn't seem right here.
Place. Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Yeah, he's not the crazy guy we used
Hey
to know.
look, over there.
The Red Woman?
Isn't that
No.
the maiden's crest?
Unless the Red Woman is
Me?
another maiden.
That this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the maiden?
Well, that's the reason why it went
Looks like
wrong the
it's
last
still
time,
running,
so suppose
Are
that
we
makes
already
sense.
too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dahna.
But for who? For who?
What purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
Ugh.
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion.
The only thing I can think of is they're trying to revitalize Rena.
Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dahna's energy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That said, we should retrieve the Rena's Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
Alright then.
Not
Crack.
gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time,
Seems a little
Law.
tied down. Not the
Red
time.
Woman.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
Multiple Red
All have the
Women.
same face? How is that even possible?
As generic as she looks, she does look pretty cool. Oh, 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 oh.
What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
For me? Why?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
Sure. Looking more like foot soldiers to a greater cause. You know, a quote-unquote higher power. Red
They're
woman.
not feeling
Sure.
particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop
Yep.
before this gets out of hand.
Huh. That's an interesting weapon they got there. A, like a hula hoop. A fire hula hoop. More of a, oh my god, those things hurt. What are they called? They have a name, but I can't remember exactly. God, I am close. Soul Calibur. I remember what was her name. Tira. She used it. Giant chakram, basically. Can't remember what they're called. If it's in the sky, it's yours. But well, we need to. Oh God, I am not looking too hot. These guys are not. They're not taking damage as much as I like them to. I should probably gave that to. Probably should have gave that to. Oh my God! I'm at 1 hit point again. It's an entire boss. I see. I was like, does this thing really have this much health? Like, good God, we're gonna be here for a while. If that's the case, though, hey, Rinwell, sorry, but doubling, we need more healers than we need damage. Because, yeesh. Okay, doubling, may as well use your power as well. And using one of these, because why not? Get in the middle of all of them. Yeah, AoEs would be very useful if we can get in the middle of all of them. Good lord, though. I am in pain. This game, for some reason, it keeps doing the thing where it feels like the audio changes. I think it's just my ears, though. I think it's just like allergies, things like that. There's no real reason to use Rinwell because it doesn't look like they're using any magic attacks, so I guess we'll just use her when we can. Get a little bit extra attack, get a little bit extra power. Well, we got him down a good third of the way, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Bring it down and around. Ah, beautiful. Just one all by itself. Oh, it's also. You may be strong, but I'll never back down. Well, I'm at 67 health, so we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, Law totally knocked. He totally got knocked. Oh, no. Doling popped up with a resuscitation. Good. One of these, because why not? Yeah, Doling, why not? Oh my God, Law is just getting drained. Oh, I'm not very weary anymore. Let's see. Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, I'm pretty sure I'll be getting a healing spell. Oh, look at that. My God. I'm pretty sure Shion healed me and then resurrected me and then immediately did a healing circle. Beautiful. Ow. They definitely don't stagger. And 3 enemies. Very interesting. Well, they do stagger, I suppose. Just not very well. Alright. Hey, we're almost there, though. We're almost there. I don't see it, but... all the way over there? Okay, now you're all the way back this way. That is so cool. Oh, that is so cool. I love, like, dark energy beams and stuff like that. It always just... it's so cool, you know? Just got a giant, like... a giant beam of darkness. It's so cool. God. Big damage. Double Demon Fang. Maybe I can get a heal? Or revitalize. That's the big heal. Alright. Go for it, I guess. We're almost done. Only a third left on these guys. And then, we'll be clean to go. We didn't even use the strike attack at the halfway point like we usually do. Interesting. Wonder if that means that they're only at the halfway point now. They're only getting close to the halfway point at the moment. Too bad that after like a third of this we didn't get the at a third we didn't like loot one of them die. That'd have been great. Oh God, that's looking awfully dangerous. It's a pretty easy attack to avoid, but they're just kind of not smart about it. Okay, so he's going to be reviving somebody. I'm going to revive Shion. Don't know what she's thinking. Hopefully that went towards law. Yeah, it did. Cool.
It's in your hands now.
Oh, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Ah. Heal us all then, yeah. That would be fantastic. Unfortunately, Dolim's up in there. Oh. Sorry. Whoops. Sorry about that, Dolim. Kinda just doing what I can when I can. Okay. Give me 1 second. Get that up. Now, Kisara. Give us that defense. Beautiful. Can we finish this up? 20,000 left. Yeah, Dolim. Work your magic. 13. We're getting very close. And I'm getting excited. 10,000. Oh, okay. Can we finish it off? Real quick. No, we cannot. This attack is very easy to avoid, but they don't understand how to avoid. So, yeah, let's get out of that. Law, I watched you run into that. No, I watched Dolim run into it. Whatever. And you're done. Shion and Alphen to finish off the fight. Interesting. Oh, cool.
Fighting is useless now.
You know, they never said a word,
Do you
so...
think it's really over?
No, I don't. I would say that was an easy fight, but it wasn't necessarily tough.
Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
Oh, yeah, it exploded. Ah, suicider type attack.
Destructed?
Alphen!
Ouchie.
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
They seem almost like robotic, though, don't they? They don't really have...
Who said you could touch that?
Was that Voron? Yeah, it was. Seems less crazy, though.
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Ah, okay then.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
Not even fighting for a greater purpose.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
I wouldn't put much stock in that.
Really, is that what you think?
Yeah, I kind of figured. I kind of had a feeling.
Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dahna, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
Ah, but one more survived.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dahna. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Dahnan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen?
I mean, yeah.
But then he became a...
A meanie pants? Yeah.
A slave from Dahna. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Dahna are meaningless its distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
Oh. Red Woman said no.
A red woman?
Another one? Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
And she's gone. Not looking too good there, Volron.
Too late. We can't stay here.
We need to go. Alphen!
Bye, Volron. Well, that's a predicament. Come on, just jump. You can make it. None of us looked that concerned. Oh, yeah. Yeah, alright. Long jump. Slow motion cinematic dive. And we got her. This is by far not the first time that we've been shocked to hell and back, so no concern there.
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
He's just kind of talking normally, even though we are all the way back this way. I couldn't hear you. Shout a little louder next time.
Never forget.
There you
I
go.
am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
You are dead.
Are you two okay?
Maybe not, though.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but
You'd
hope.
think so. Yeah, you'd think so, but...
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance.
Yep.
Damn it, that's the second time now.
Yep.
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back.
Ha.
The
I like
future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
I mean, where
Volron
else?
mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
Probably the
If that
quote-unquote
monstrous form of their
current
true
sovereign.
identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They
I had
have
a
the
feeling.
Renaissance in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dahna. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
Had a feeling. Had a feeling we was going to be going a little bit
But
longer.
seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to
18,000.
care not one whit about Renans or Dahnans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
Yeah. The red woman.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying
maybe.
thing anyone said all day.
I think you
How
mean
about you,
cool.
Doily? You ever seen anything like that before?
Actually,
No,
yeah, I have.
Never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena, and Shion's thorns.
And they had so much they didn't want to share.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Probably a bit of
sound
both.
Plausible to my ears.
Yeah.
They took off with the Rena's Alma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
But they do look, it wouldn't be the first time that Tales of, as a series, has done a part human, part monster type deal. I mean, the latest one, I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Tales of Berseria. That one, the story of that one is you play as a human that's also been beastified. I forget what they call it, because it's been a minute since I've played Berseria. But, yeah, that was like the whole thing of that game, is that you looked perfectly human, but then whenever you were fighting, you could unleash the demon inside, and that was so cool. I haven't actually beat that one. I need to at some point in time. Got decently far, but these Tales of games, man, they're long. So unless you have a whole lot of time, a whole lot of free time on your hands, yeah, you gotta. It'll take a while to get through. Alright. But yeah, Volron, I don't know about it, you know? He's most definitely injured, yet again. But I mean, Alphen stabbed him with a blazing sword. Which, also, we haven't done that yet. Why did we not unlock dual wielding? Come on, you did it during that fight. It would have been amazing. Oh, it would have been so cool. But oh well. See, I mean, he took a blazing sword to the chest. And survived. So I'm not feeling confident that he's dead. One of these, why not? Thank you. So yeah, I'm not feeling confident that Volron's dead. He might be, but it would have been funny though when he was like laying up there when he was on the like strung up in front of the Rena's Alma like that. It would have been pretty funny if he was actually just dead. He was just a corpse at that point. Didn't see any enemies around, so I thought we might have been done. Alright then. Hey, Rinwell. We got a magic user over there. There we go. Not in their dreams. And going down. And Shion, they're all mashed up together. And Dolim. Now everything's all tied up. Got 18,000 though. Can I fight those red women again? They weren't exactly difficult. And 18,000 experience points? Oh, that's hot. That's really hot. Alright, Dragon Swarm, turn to Mega Sonic Thrust. Hey, stand still. And I was gonna do a double Demon Fang, but hey, Law, you can do that too. There we go. See, I upped my my audio, my game audio, because the last stream of this seemed kind of quiet in some of the parts, and the Days Gone, it just seemed quiet, so I upped it a little bit. And now with this one, I'm wondering, did I up it too much? Is it too loud? I don't want to deal with that one. That guy's too big for too little. Alright. Bunch of doggos. Stand still. Stand still, you dog. There we go. And double Demon Fang. Didn't really mean to do that one, but, you know, whatever. Ah, beautiful. And we got two of them, if not three. Shion and Alphen. Flaming Swing. Beautiful. At least, no, they're all dead. Beautiful. And Dragon Swarm on the last one. Look at that. A wailing Banshee of Lightning.
Seems about right to me.
Yeah. Went from 18,000. is the boss fight experience points I got. And then this one's 680. Yeah, that's balanced. I mean, I guess a boss fight like that, though, it makes sense. Also, the bonus XP, oh, so nice. And it's nighttime.
When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
Who turned off
The
the
lights
sun?
are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
Oh, it's Faria. And,
You too.
I forget his
Faria,
name.
Avakir.
Avakir.
Thank goodness you're safe.
So many weird A names lately.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
Ooh, that's got me excited.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Zugos?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Yeah.
Suffice
Yeah.
it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to
Pretty
keep
much.
the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Dohalim? Maybe?
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the
So
only
it
one
is.
left is... Ah. Very well then.
Sorry, Doe.
Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Always relying so heavily on his status.
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Elda Menancia.
Look up there, it's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope.
Silver tongue as always.
I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among men. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, For if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Oh, and Power's come back. Talk about timing. Look at that. Talk about an effective message.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
Don't seem so reliable. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been.
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I doubt Doling really wants this either, but...
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader, the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different.
Sure seems that way.
I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
Isn't that funny, though?
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Apparently not.
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
Big difference.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Oh, this is so exciting. This is great. This is just great. So, it's funny though, it's funny. At the very beginning, as soon as we met Dolim, he always was saying, I have no intentions of ruling, I have no intentions of becoming sovereign. He didn't even want to become a lord. But look at him now. Look at him now. He's becoming the most influential person across the Twin Worlds, you know? Like, everyone in Menancia loved him. Just about everyone in Menancia loved him. Everyone that's currently in Menancia loves him. Everyone that we come across respects him, whether it's a Dahna or Renan alike. He's become he's such a likable character, and past just being a character, the people in this world, both of them, they all love him too. He's a born leader. And he didn't really want it, but he got it. He got it, alright. Alright, so, ooh, improved healing arts, buy it. Thank you. What was this? Renan leader. Screw Renan leader. He's just a born leader.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
Nah, I'd have to give it up. It's all on Doling. He did good. He did real good. We got some skit. Nah, I didn't read it.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
Yeah, a bit.
A Renan lord. How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Been a minute
Even if
since
it
we've
means
seen me.
stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now.
I don't know if he would even know.
Have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
Yeah, I'd say so. You only know how to go forward the way you know best. Put your best foot forward and just keep going, keep walking. That's all you can really do, so that's exactly what we have been doing. Wiping the slate.
How long have you known?
Known what?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me.
Oh, from day
You
one.
seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask
Listen
me
to your
now?
arts.
What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
That's probably
Well,
true.
Just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Leaving the nest. Oh.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
1,000 yards
Among
there.
other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore.
He still needs
It
you.
probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Truly.
Renwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
And don't go thinking that we don't need you, because, my god, you are the... you're the mom of the group. And my god, everyone needs a mom every now and again. Everyone needs their mommy. Alright, so this is where...
What do you say if we check back in on the ranch?
I suppose we can, huh? Alright, so forge weapons. Let's see, did we get anything? So, platinum dog tags. 9 of them. Nice. Alright, craft weapons. None of this is good. That's good. I bought it. This one? Definitely. I bought it. Some of these, definitely. We already have the Caduceus, and we have that one already made. Cool. We have the best weapons we can right now. So buy and sell items. How are we looking? We are looking just fine. We are looking just fine. Alright, manage ranch. Cool. Cow. Chicken. Horse. Sheep. A pig. These are so cute. A pig. They should sell those like pig plushies. I feel like those would go pretty good. I feel like those would go pretty good, considering.
You guys checked your equipment lately?
So unique, so cute. I guess we just gotta hoof it, huh? All right. No fast travel right now, but I suppose that's fine. It's good to go. Might find another cutscene around here somewhere. But I was kind of expecting that there was gonna be like a whole thing of us going towards the wherever we were supposed to be going for to repair the energy. I was expecting us to like having a little adventure going that way. Apparently not though. Apparently it just all got done in the cutscene. I just had a feeling that it was like, oh, yeah, Zoogles have went wild in the area, needs somebody to help protect us, but there's no guards anywhere, and then Dolan would be like, oh, well, we can help you, and the rest of our do-gooder team would just be like, yeah, we can help you. But apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently it's just hey, don't worry about it. We'll just go and we'll do it for free. Just do it in a cutscene. We're done here. Which makes me think, it's like, I had a feeling. I had a feeling we was going to go to Rena, considering... How could we not? It's possible we couldn't. Like, maybe it is just a completely glassed planet, devoid of all life, and there's no reason to go there. So that could have been the end. I didn't think it was, but it could have been. Ah, look at that. I gotta listen to this one. Lord Dolian was amazing. Everyone was so scared, but he calmed everyone down in a flash. Never seen a lord until today. He looked so noble. He sure did. There's a reason why everyone admires our lords and wants to grow up to be just like them. Little did they know that Lord Dolian is right behind them. Take off departure area. Alright then. What level are we now? What level are we? That's still so cool. Oh, 45s. We're still... we're not much better off. I think we started up at here in Lenegis at like level 44. So we're not much better than when we were earlier. Fall Knights. That's right. I'm just thinking about all those things we have left to do on Dahna.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
The true endgame.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
Not really, but I suppose we have to be.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive.
Survey.
We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
Red Woman? Uh-huh. Didn't think it was just gonna be a rat. Aww. I'll be honest, didn't expect that. That's a whole lot of you. It's a whole lot of experience points as well, but I don't think we're gonna be doing too well of a fight. 5 of them, huh? They don't even need to breathe. Oh, way more than 5. Huh. Black hole teleportation. That's way more than 5, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I really like them. I really like those red women. They look so interesting, you know? So normal, yet so not normal, all at the same time. Easy to overlook, but way more important.
The hell just happened?
Well, they didn't kill us, so
Our course
that's
has
good.
been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
Okay, where?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Probably.
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Can I see? Oh. 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 Yeah, it's not much of a planet anymore, huh? Oh, that is so cool. That's something you never really see. It's like a planet that's partially destroyed. Ah, the wedge. Kicking back up, huh? So cool looking. That is so cool looking. Oh, God. A flower blooming? What? So yeah, I was right about that though, that Rena is basically desolate. It's pretty much just dead. But that, what was the a giant flower blooming on the back of it, more or less.
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dahna's energy.
Yeah, looks that.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
Probably.
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Yep, pretty much.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
Who even is it? Who even is behind all of this?
The Flower of Oblivion.
Oh? You've been seeing this in your dreams?
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes.
Sounds
Even
like
more
it.
so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
In the middle of
Starships
space?
are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
Yeah, what's new?
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
Yeah, good thing we got those cryogenetic
I
pods.
can't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dahna die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Look, calm down. You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Yeah, probably.
Alphen.
We are main characters after all. Oh yeah, the power of the Sovereign and the
Now
Maiden.
what?
Maybe we could use those.
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Black hole sun. Black hole sun. If it is, oh my god. No, not quite. A different spaceship, huh? A satellite? Oh. Yeah, a satellite of some sort, huh? Well, alright then.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Red women are a safe bet.
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Feel like it's a bit too early
Shion!
to say they're not
If
hostile.
they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship.
I guess that's
We
fair.
should see where this path takes us.
Yeah. No use wondering about it here. Let's get going. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. So what, is this going to be a friendly face? I guess, I suppose, maybe, perhaps. Out of reach. Alright.
Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
You really
No,
forget about that law?
I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Apparently not.
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
No, that's nice. I couldn't help it though. As soon as she said "come undone," I just started singing that corn song. I'm coming undone, lightening the mood. Who?
Ah, what the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Says the comedic
but
relief.
Seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Yeah, easier said than done though. That's easier said than done. Alright, what do we got here?
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dahna, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours.
Yeah,
Still,
that's what I
though,
thought.
I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
It's probably
Beats
relatively
me.
new.
I have
as well.
absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dahna. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens.
So they're even taught
But
it
to
now.
think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Planets rotate,
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
though. You would think that, you know, planets rotate. So you would think that they would have... I guess they might have been rotating together in the perfect amount that they always are facing each other the exact same way. I guess. Yeah, it'd have to be, considering the wedge where it gets put. Yeah, it would have to be like that, considering how it's the wedge. They were like, it's going to still be the same place we're going to shoot the wedge down at. So yeah, definitely, the planets just are happening to rotate the exact same frequency as, I don't know. They got the same RPM. Keeping calm.
That beam of light joining Dahna and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Dahnan side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dahna's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you?
Exactly.
You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Standing still is never a good idea. Alright. That's nice. It's so nice seeing just how mature Shion seems to have become. Like, she's so much more open to us now. Lower level. Okay, central level. Alright. Anything around here? You always gotta check behind elevators, because there's almost always something hidden back here. Because, I mean, it's like, you know your destination's right in front of you, you could walk all the way around, or you could just, you know, just goes right there. This is looking a lot like the wedge and all of that. That same material.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Yeah, that too.
Huh? What's that?
Is that a red woman? It looks like it. Very similar.
It's one of those!
I have a
red
feeling this
woman
one's
in
friendly.
disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
I'm not so sure about that. I think this might be the original one. Stay on
It
guard.
doesn't look like
but
it can move.
this probably is the original one. The rest are clones, I suppose. Would make sense why
Tell me,
they are kind of
Are you the one who brought us here?
stoic. Oh.
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
Didn't expect a masculine voice, but alright.
What are you?
It's a safe.
Hevrecht 35.
Okay. Is that a...
Hevrecht 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
Or your race. Okay, your name.
What is this place? No, wait, before that. Just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
You're the origin.
Before I answer, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
How
that's
did
fair, I
you all
suppose.
arrive in this sector?
Spaceship. Kind of pulled us in here, actually.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
Detailed.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
So why didn't they just kill us?
Serve?
Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
I'd hope so. They weren't all that strong. Powerful, sure, but...
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way.
Yeah.
Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not,
I say
maybe
so.
our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
Yep. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt, but probably a safe bet.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil.
Helganquil.
The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
So they're not
You
clones.
are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here.
Sorry.
Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dahna from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Probably.
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
Well.
A voice? Just like Dahna.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dahna? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dahna back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegis. If Dahna has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
I suppose.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dahna has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dahna this whole time, just like these things.
Dahna's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
He brings up a good point, though.
But
Let's assume that what Hevrek 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dahna's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
True.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dahna is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dahna's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state.
Okay, that makes more
result,
sense.
It has turned its attention toward Dahna.
Okay, that's making more sense.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dahna?
Okay.
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest.
You, huh? Well,
Had
where
the
did you
initial
come from?
spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dahna's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dahna.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dahna.
Now, why are you telling us all of this?
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
Well, we're kind of trapped in your domain, so...
But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
So that's why you're telling us all this.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
It's no surprise.
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
Yeah,
What
no
makes
doubt
you say
about that. You really gotta ask?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dahna's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning?
That makes sense.
Let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly?
That's
Is
what I'm
it to
wondering
save
now.
our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At
No
this
surprise, I
stage,
suppose.
It would be wise for you to talk with the others.
If
Ask
we
them what you
can.
need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Well, it's not like we have much of an option then.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am interested, though, to talk to more of them.
I am the
Again.
only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
Alright, nighttime. Nighty-night.
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so yeah. We, oh, look at that. We, the Great Spirit. So we got some... I was always wondering that, like, who the hell was at the center of all this? Who was the ones that was causing all this to happen? It doesn't seem like there was any Renan out there that was getting any benefit whatsoever. And I mean, like Doling was saying, it doesn't even seem like there's a sovereign at all. So, why? What was the purpose of all of this? Because of the Great Spirit, the Rena's will, the planet Rena. Huh. Which that's a bit of a stretch, I suppose, thinking that a planet has a will. But, video game logic. So, I mean, it makes sense that in a world full of magic and stuff like that a planet that focuses all of its energy in one center place, it has it all solidified in one area, could gain sentience. It could gain sentience, it could become alive, more or less. So the planet itself it has a bit of life to it. The planet itself isn't so much alive, but it's developed a conscience. It's developed a will, as they say it. So it makes sense. That's making sense. That power, it wants more power, and so it wants to drain more than likely the entire universe of energy, of life, of astral energy. So it's starting with Dahna, where we came from. That's making a lot more sense. That made a lot of sense, and it's making sense now why this guy was like, hey, I don't want to. I don't want. After being alive for who knows how long, they realized that, hey, we've collected so much data, we see that this is not exactly our quote-unquote master. They've not lived up to their part of the bargain. Whatever that may have been, they haven't lived up to that part of the bargain, so their species is dying out, and if they continue down this path, oblivion awaits for everyone. Not just them, everyone. So, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. And, I mean, if you're going to help us repair a ship, I mean, there's just no question about it. We're going to accept this. I mean, even if our ship was fine and repaired, I feel like we would still accept this, considering if we don't accept this, that's the end of the world. That's the end of the universe. That's the end of it all. Oblivion awaits if we don't accept this and actually manage to put a stop to this. Which, now that's a final boss fight, if I've ever heard of one. A giant, untangible source of energy that threatens to... Hey, my livestock has reached maturity. A giant source of energy that just threatens to devour everything. To absorb all energy into itself. That's a final boss fight, alright. Seems to manage Heverick 35's condition. Lots of vital signs are displayed. Okay, well, let's leave that alone. Because that guy seemed to be pretty nice. Also, I really like it. I really like...
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right?
I bought the whole thing, actually.
It's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
I'm pretty sure I got it all.
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy.
Pretty much.
That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dahna, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dahna completely destroyed.
But why? Yeah. Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
On Dahna, perhaps.
I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dahna.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
They've just been...
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Heverick 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
I did have a thought.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on.
Definitely.
Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter.
I was thinking...
Let's find out.
I was thinking in that, it's like, they didn't mention the Renans, so now I'm thinking, perhaps, were the Renans actually Dahnans? Like, were they the same people? But then I was thinking, no, because we are just biologically different when it comes down to astral energy. Like, the Dahnans can control light, astral arts, and all the other elements, whereas the Renans can only control the dark ones. Well, and others, but yeah, they can control the dark instead of light. So it's making me think that maybe we were part of the same world at some point in time, but I feel like that theory's a little out there, considering we are just biologically different. So I'm not thinking about that. I was wondering where they came from. Like, where exactly they came into the picture, but I guess, yeah, we'll find out, huh? I guess we will find out. Also, earlier, a truck came into our driveway. Gonna get a little bit of work done on our house. Just a little project. I don't know if they're scoping it out or if they are actually gonna work on it today. Don't know how loud it'll be, if it's gonna be loud at all. So yeah, we might have some noise here in a bit, and I might have to call it a little bit sooner than I'd like to. But at the same time, maybe it'll be fine. But for now, I want to keep going, man. I'm too invested already. I feel like I should probably be going towards the stars first, considering we're probably going to be going everywhere. Also, I noticed how my little food meter, it's still up there. Like, We haven't eaten forever, but apparently we're not hungry either. I guess with all of this going on, we don't have time to be hungry. Oh. Oh,
Who
what?
are they?
Are you red women or are you
What is
Renans? Or...
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you one of those? Renan? What are you?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Huh.
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
Right. Yes.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrect 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dahna and Rena, do you?
Possibly. Probably, actually.
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Yeah. Alright. Hey, talk to me. Answer some questions, please.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrect 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though.
Yeah, that
we
makes sense.
regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Also, how many revolutions
Why
over
are
the
you
sun
all
do you
even
get?
here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrect 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
That makes sense.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously.
Exactly.
Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected.
Great.
It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict.
You almost sound like you're praising them
I
for
have to imagine
hypnotizing
that's
you.
how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
I mean, I guess what
Hevrect
you gonna do, huh?
35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead.
That's
Things
probably
are
a
going
safe
just
bet.
fine with the Overseer.
It's probably
Not
been
that
many,
it'll be around
many
much
years.
longer. It can't extend its life any further.
Oh.
That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Huh. Okay. That explains why the Renans couldn't see the Red Women. And... Huh. Okay. Alright, what else you got? What else you got for us?
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
I don't know, can you?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
That voice.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
That voice sounds familiar.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
Obviously, huh?
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
He went back to
Apparently
sleep.
not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Dahnans by the Helganquil.
So I was partially correct on that front. They were the same. Interesting.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
Yeah, I mean, that's a safe bet.
There
Look at
aren't,
it.
but there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes?
I suppose it makes sense.
We were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Dahnans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there.
So mages.
That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Dahnans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use astro arts on Dahna now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries.
They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
I don't know, I'm kind of interested.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
That's a pretty big information. Pretty important piece of information.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
I was partially right with that. Crazy.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
That means you are getting close to the bottom of it.
This is our last revelation for a while.
Oh, it won't be, buddy. It will not be. I mean, we have only talked to 2 people out of the how many? Yeah.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Channel energy?
It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dahna's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were 2 problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient.
That's a good point I didn't think of.
Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dahna's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
And that is a realistic.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans and Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dahna and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps.
And that's what I was thinking.
A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
That doesn't explain why the Sovereign had to be Dahna, though.
Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Yeah, and that.
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dahna.
Huh.
As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
That makes me think there might not be a way to save Rena.
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Yeah, I suppose so.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Scientists, man, they're weird.
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Is your name Law?
I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Dahnans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Dahnans all along.
Probably, yeah.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even.
Yeah, a
We
bit.
should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us.
Oh, no doubt.
Because it's not just Dahna on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds, too.
I like
good.
it.
Let's go find them.
They're spending a whole lot of time together anymore, aren't they?
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
God. I mean, I feel like we should at least talk to the Helganquil to make sure, like, hey, is our ship getting repaired? Because we're pretty much good to go. Pretty much good to go. What is this? What is this thing? I wanted to check this out as well. It appears to maintain constant monitoring to ensure nothing approaches Dick Phasal. Dake Phasal. Like somebody fancy saying it. Oh, look at his Dake. Dick Phasal. I'm too immature. But it's funny that way. I don't know what the skit was, but it's between those two, so let's see.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevric 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
I didn't even put those two
But
together.
if Hevric 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, hardly.
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Damn right.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
Look at that, though. Now we've got Xion being the one that's bolstering everyone's courage. So I'm just kind of hanging out back here. I don't need to heal, but feeling tired, I can offer you a place to rest, if you don't mind sleeping in one of our hibernation chambers. That's okay. Maybe, because I need food, but I don't know if we'll even get food, so, Kisara, what's on your mind?
It's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
Who? Doling?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
Yeah. What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hell-bent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Dahnans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helgan Quill and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Dahnan is necessarily going to believe that either.
Yeah, it is a pretty
I know you're already aware
tall
of this,
tale.
but the list of grievances the Dahnans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Dahnans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Yeah, it's pretty, that's a pretty good thing, huh? That's a pretty hefty thing. Who are you? Oh. What? Are you hurt? There's a lot of you actually around here, huh? Found me collapsed again and helped me back up? Well, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I'll continue to go about my research. Happy Bottle 5. Strange, but okay. A whole bunch of them sitting around, huh? Renans and Lenegis lose control of their Azugos. Suppose it's plausible. With all that astral energy flowing throughout the place. In which case, the arts that we were keeping them in line must have been disrupted. I doubt it was otherwise the work of the Great Spirit. Agree, it's hard to believe that such a massive consciousness could deliberately conceive and then carry out such a localized phenomenon. I was thinking, like, oh, this might be interesting, and instead it was just like, brain hurt. There's a lot more of you around.
You both seem awfully calm.
Calm before the storm,
because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is.
You were Renan.
But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dahna anymore, right?
Yeah.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Dahnans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down.
Oh, no way.
And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
Definitely.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah, I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Dahnan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Yeah.
That great spirit worries me too, though.
Yeah.
Dahna's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Because it's greedy.
Now that
It
you
wants more
mention
power.
it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe.
Probably just greedy.
But regardless, at the end of the day, Dahna's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
I still got side missions to do there, damn it. Again, though. It's, as much, Rinwell knows how much hate your heart can hold, which they got me thinking of that Trivium song. Just... I hear words like that, and I'm just like, I know a song that fits this occasion. Then I can't focus anymore. Hey, Law, what's up?
I still can't believe it, man.
No surprise.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
I'm just kind of going with it now.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Yeah, what's that
Did
supposed to
you
mean?
forget what happened back in Thistleum?
True.
Once my memory started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Oh, it was
Yeah,
bad.
It was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
Hey, we'll point you
I know
punch.
this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other
Who you gonna
words,
call?
if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Yep.
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have.
That is a cool gauntlet.
I think that's best.
That's a cool gauntlet. Yeah, sometimes it's just best to keep things simple. Alright, Dolim, the one that's been shaken up the most about everything. How you doing?
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought.
Still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
It probably
Let's
is,
not delude
but...
ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
Oh, what a leader thing to say.
Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dahna, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dahna, our problems will still remain.
Yeah, and you'll have to face the music.
The untold state that Rena may be in. If we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dahna, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Dahnans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh?
What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live on Dahna peaceably.
Alright.
As the one and only blazing sword, I suspect the Dahnans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
You got it, buddy.
I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Dahnan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Pretty much.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
It sounds like...
It sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
And that things are going to get busy afterwards.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them.
I suppose that's fair.
Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dahna. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that.
And to think, this whole thing is because of Shion.
That somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late.
Shion's the reason why we're all here together doing this.
Of all people to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Dahnan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering, she said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
God, this game's getting sweet on me. It's getting too sweet.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dahna's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
Great spirit or not.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Mostly clapping monkey.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, and so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
Yeah, probably.
You're saying there's a chance?
So there's a chance.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dahna's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
I was thinking about that.
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
I'd agree with that.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
That's a very pretty plume she has. Those feathers.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
But maybe
we only
not.
know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Yeah, alright. Members who have left have returned to your party.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
Our livestock have reached maturity. Wow. Lenegis today. Skit.
So
One
if
more
the
thing.
Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Why do you gotta raise red flags
Wait,
like that?
Explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine. I'm sure of it.
Probably.
Right.
Mostly. Alright. Well, we may as well head up, but wait, don't we have... So we went to the lower, I believe. What's at the upper level? Because the central is where Hever 35 is. What's up here? I want to explore a little bit more. Open. What do we got? Also, for some reason... Oh, just a very pretty room. It's a very pretty room. Huh, it's just a viewing deck. Ah, look at that. It's way out there, but... Yeah, look at that. Sheesh. Dahna looks the size of a freaking softball. Rena... looks like a weird growth on it. A weird, like, crystallized growth. And you can barely see Lenegis. Just a tiny dot way out there. Huh. Alright. For some reason, during that, I was thinking, didn't I get a weapon for... Yeah, I did. I got a weapon for... for Alphen, for doing that one side mission. It's terrible, though. Is there even... It's the most terrible weapon ever. Like Iron Pipe, even the dull sword, which was the very first weapon we ever got in this game, is better. Huh. Why do we have... it's probably like a crafting material, huh? We can probably upgrade that to, like, the most powerful weapon ever. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. Considering. That's typically how things work. I remember... I think it was in Tales of Symphonia. You had, like, wooden swords, and if you kept them throughout the entire game, you could make, like, some super powerful, like, earth elemental, like, wood and... one of those type of elemental weapons that was like super powerful, if I'm remembering right. Might be mistaken. I am a little hurt actually. I didn't even realize. But I suppose we'll talk to what's his face first. But maybe I shouldn't, you know, because it would be a good refresher at the beginning, and also it hasn't been loud here, but I mean I think they're just getting stuff situated. So 2 hours in, that's relatively a good time to stop it. Alright, yeah, I think we will call it there. It's feeling like maybe next Tuesday might be the end of this game. It's feeling that way. It might not be. We might have more still, but it's feeling like next Tuesday might just be the end of this series. If not Tuesday, Thursday, perhaps, but honestly, it doesn't feel like we got that much left. Another 2 or 3 hours. And actually, I want to look at that. System. Let's look at our statistics, yeah? Let's look at our statistics. Always fun. Play records. So 53 hours, 53 minutes, and 4 seconds. So on and so forth. 9.5 hours in combat. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we are getting close to what a usual modern RPG. We're getting close to that time. Which I'm thinking we might be close. Definitely, we don't have many questions left. Like I was thinking, there's no way that we're going to be ending it here in Lenegis, considering it's we haven't seen Volron, we haven't seen the Red Women, we haven't seen that Master Core, the Renaissance. We haven't seen any of that. So, I mean, there still was a whole lot of questions left unanswered. So I was like, we probably still got a good bit left to go. But now, I'm pretty sure we've revealed the big bad. We've revealed what tragedy is behind everything, and how we're gonna stop it, we're not quite too sure on, but we'll probably go talk to him, and he has the plan for us. So, that might be the last mission ahead of us. And I mean, there are things that I want to do still, like, you know, like I said, we have all of these, which we haven't seen any of the owls, strangely enough. I heard that there were 6 more. I read that there were 6 more past Dahna, but haven't seen any. Hoodle hasn't talked to any, so I don't know. Unless I forgot to go back to the Owl Forest, in which case, whoops. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure we did. Anyways, we still got a couple things left to do, but I'm pretty sure that those are all going to be post-game content, which might do that. You know, we might finish this on Tuesday, and then Thursday might just be post-content type of gameplay. Can I fast travel? No, I can't, because my ship's not even working. I mean, unless I can, in which case, weird, but... yeah, I'm pretty sure we are... We'll get down to Rena, and we'll deal with all of that. I'm pretty sure we're near the end game. We are near the end game at the moment. So, that's exciting. Yeah, that's exciting. We've been going at it for a long time now, but I feel like we are really getting close. Ah, man. The bittersweet moments. Knowing that the fantastic journey, the fantastic game that we've been playing, it's coming to an end soon. But next week, huh? I'm thinking next week it'll be done. But for now, we will call it. We'll call it there. I'm so ready. I'm so excited to see just how this game's gonna end. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Considering there's a lot of things. You know, there's always a whole lot of like optional things that you could run into, and I think that one mission with Rinwell and Law when they went to the library, this side mission that we found, the Navira snowplains, the Fanflower Navira. Find the old book in the library. I'm pretty sure that this was something that I just kind of stumbled upon. So there might be more missions that we can just stumble upon, and I kind of want to look at them. I want to look for it, but we're in the end game now, so I don't think we're going to be able to get out of this quite just yet. Maybe we'll have a moment that we can go back to Dahna, like in our spaceship once he repairs it all, and maybe give it a cloaking technology or something to get past all the red women. Perhaps then we'll be able to go back to Dahna, finish off anything that we need to. But I mean, honestly, we had 2 fights this entire stream. This entire stream has been plot. It has been nothing but plot. And not your typical anime plot either. I'm talking about actual plot. I mean, it's been so fascinating, so interesting. I've been enjoying it. I've been really, really enjoying this. So yeah, I mean, but we've only fought like 2 things, 1 thing. I think we might have only had 1 fight, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. No, we had a couple more, because we fought the Red Woman, and then we fought a couple things on the way out of Lenegis. But still, regardless, we haven't leveled up much, if at all. I think maybe a few of them have leveled up. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure Rinwell and all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those 2 leveled up. You know, that's actually really interesting, isn't it? Alphen and Xion are the same level, more or less. Rinwell and Law are the same level, more or less. Dolium and Kisar are the same level, more or less. Wink, wink. Yeah, experience boost large, reduces effect, but boost duration. Apparently that boost duration is indefinite, because I've had that up this entire time. Which I guess is probably because they would complain about being hungry, and that would just be kind of annoying, kind of weird in the middle of all of this. And kind of realistic though too. I mean, God, that's so much thoughts, so many things going on. All right, but enough out of me. So we'll end the things here. Probably, maybe, finish the main game on Tuesday, and maybe Thursday we'll go through and do some more. I definitely want to do more. I might not stream it though. Like, if we do beat the game, I might call it. I'm not sure. Considering if we do beat it on Tuesday, then the only other day would be Thursday. I might do stuff, but at the same time, if I need to grind, I'd rather not do that on stream, considering that'd be pretty boring. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll take it one day at a time. Definitely at least one more stream of this, though. Which, I'm so excited for it already. I'm so excited. I'm also so excited for Days Gone. I've been really getting into that game lately. The last stream of that really got me itching for more. Alright, but enough out of me. Enough out of me. Y'all take care. You have a good one. Good weekend and all that. And I'll see you in the next one, alright? And see you later.